So this is the beginning of a project, not a project, but anyway, what I've come to realize is that I want to learn more about the fundamentals of anthropology. You can even draw like a pyramid, like this. But let's say, a bit simplified, that the bottom is method, the middle would maybe be theory, and the top would be your subject. What I have done before is that I have sort of devoured everything that relates to my topic, and that has felt like the most important thing. But what I'm realizing now is that I actually want to know more about the fundamentals of anthropological and sociological research. So the methods, obviously you have things like participant observation, which is very straightforward and simple in a way. Everyone can do that. You know what? Let's start with something called phenomenology. So that's like in between method and theory, I would say. It's almost an anti-theory, but let's put it in method. And phenomenology was actually the method/theory that I used for my master's thesis, but it's very hard to grasp because it can mean almost everything. So in that department, I want to go back to phenomenology's philosophical roots, which are described by Husserl and also Heidegger. But more contemporary, I want to read Sara Ahmed. I think she's very relevant. And especially then queer phenomenology. And regarding Sara Ahmed, that also takes me into something called affect theory. Affect theory. That could be like the extra reading for that part. In methods, of course, we have the whole package with visual and sensorial. There are lots of books on that, but I think we have got quite a good grasp on that in our program. But in the methods, there is a book called Writing Culture. And that's actually the book that I will begin with, because when it came out in 1986, it became extremely influential. And it has been referred to by so many of our lecturers, but it has never been part of an official reading list. So it was up to us to read it or not, and I think most of us didn't. So I'm going to read Writing Culture now, including all the responses that writing culture led to. Most importantly, maybe writing against culture. And also a more contemporary one called After Ethnos. I think it might be like a modern writing culture, actually. So I'm interested in that. But in any case, everything that we know about current methodologies, everything we know about collaboration, reflexivity, alternative ways of presenting our research results and so on, and the way to write an ethnography, all that is described in the introduction to Writing Culture, so which I read yesterday. So it feels like a very relevant book to read. Okay, so in my research, I'm very fascinated by virtual and actual realities. So for that, I used Deleuze's concept of a virtuality. But although I read Deleuze's Bergsonism, I think that there are plenty of other titles by him that I could read there. And also related to that are readings on postmodernity. When I read Azuma, that was when I first really grasped what postmodernity is in relation to postmodernism, which is something else. And I think that maybe here I should read Baudrillard. Yeah, because he has written about simulacra. And I think that simulacra is very relevant for my research. Okay, and that's then we move up to the subject-specific area where Kimirito's book is coming out in English in May. I have ordered it, and Nagayama Kaoru, his book is already in English, but the University of Amsterdam Press has set the price €100 for it, why would you sell a book for €100? The only reason I can come up with is that they want university libraries all over the world to buy it for that price. But we, who are students, we're not going to do that. So anyway, so right now I'm reading Allison, Permitted and Prohibited Desires. But the point here is that the subject specifics are quite easy to catch up on, I think, to read up on. But the basics, the methodologist and the theory is where I really want a stronger foundation. So that's why I'm going to start there. So writing culture. Let's start with writing culture, and let's do one chapter per week. And let's see how fun and interesting and easy it is to get through.